Your mom tells me that she felt like there was always a crime problem in Potomac Gardens. What was your experience? It might not be something that you not noticed when you were a kid, but at some point you might have. What's your experience about crime in Potomac Gardens?
My experience with the crime in Potomac Gardens, um, by me being one of the culprits, we we didn't hurt our own. We may have, I may have came in from a crime, come home, and but as far as you had a lot of isolated incidents. You had someone got beat up a little extra, but outside of that, there was no real harsh crimes, not per se in Potomac Gardens. All that was happening in the surrounding areas because a lot of a lot of things that I wanted, I just feel better taking it, which was a bad idea, and I eventually end up paying for it. But if I wanted, I just took it, you know. But what I didn't allow, but what a lot of us who was growing up here in the gardens, we didn't allow anybody else to come in and hurt per se, or do what they were going to do or wanted to do in Potomac Gardens. We pretty much protected our own. Ain't no pocketbooks getting snatched or none of that. None of that. Getting raped, all that, none of that. Just beaten up just to beat up, none of that. You had a fight, you had a rumble, you rumbled, there was a reason you rumbled, and it wasn't probably was a couple stabbing and all that there, but wasn't no serious stabbing where somebody died and all that. And there wasn't a lot of that. Those were isolated incidents because people being drunk. But outside of that, the crime rate in Potomac Gardens wasn't high at all. I don't believe there was a problem where the police had to police it like they were doing the other project areas. I believe probably one of the best ones as far as that's concerned. Because those who lived in Potomac Gardens, that was the ever. And nobody, not when I was growing up here, before I graduated from high school, no one got robbed or raped. There was one killing, and that was it. The whole time I was growing up here. Ma probably made that statement because of after high school, I went to college. And when I went to college, hell broke loose in Potomac Gardens. I wasn't here.
What year did you graduate from high school?
1978.
Okay.
In 1978.
Yeah.
And that's when things started changing. I had to go to college. There wasn't a whole lot to that because I knew what I didn't want to do and how I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be stuck in a project. I mean, they did their job. Now it's time for me to move on. And I was learning that. School was my thing, even though had my moments after school. But I still did a lot of sports activities, participated in a lot of sports activities. So I didn't get caught up in being in, I ain't gonna call it a cesspool, but in the grips of madness, because that would have happened to me because I knew about the madness that was going on, and I didn't know eventually it was going to hit Potomac Gardens, but it did. But I wasn't here then. I wasn't here then.